Please put your hands together for Accident of Birth by Trevor Suthers.
I'm having something of a hard time at the moment. He'll tell you, it's right, isn't it? I'm experiencing... Oh, this is very difficult. Time hangs heavy just now, and time isn't exactly on my side. I'm not saying that this isn't the right time. I'm just thinking to myself, that now that we're here, now that the time has arrived, just thinking that maybe this isn't such a good time.
Anthony,
It's okay. You don't have to say anything. No, you just need to let me get my head. I need a little time to sort my head. Just give me a moment. I'll get to it. I'll come to it. I'm just absorbing. I'm just feeling my way around. You know. I'm probably just talking for the sake of talking while I get my bearings, while I find my centre. But what it is, now that you're here, now that I see you, now that the time has finally come, I've only got the one question. No, I don't. No, I don't. I've hundreds of questions. My mind's buzzing with questions. It's like I'm in the midst of a storm, like a swarm of midges. Every question is an insect, millions and millions of questions. Where do I start? Where do you start?
would you prefer me to...
No, we must do this. It was me, it was I who set this whole process into motion, and now's the time. The time's arrived. I've imagined this happening, I've imagined us meeting. Only, I imagined us meeting in I don't know, maybe a cafe or a Pizza Hut. No, I've wanted this to happen. No, never imagined it being here, though. You know what I mean? No, I imagined us being somewhere else, like a cafe or a Pizza Hut.
Can I just, would it be alright if I just...
Just what? Do you think we should hug? Do you think we should touch? Do you think we should embrace? Is that what happens?
Well, I don't know, it's just seeing you, I can't find the words.
You do know it's me, right? You do know who I am. You do know it's me.
Of course I know.
But last time that you saw me, did they let you see me? Did they let you hold me, or did they just whisk me away? Did you hold me?
I held you.
Yeah, held me. And now 36 years later, you want to hold me.
I want to help you.
Well, I could say if I wanted, I could say. It's a bit late for that now. Not much you can do for me now.
This is, I wonder, might it be possible, is it possible that we might have some privacy?
Privacy? Here? Oh, there's no privacy here. No. All my visits have to be supervised. But he's very discreet. As for the others, the unseen others, those who observe from behind. You do know that I'm being detained here at Her Majesty's pleasure. Yeah. You see, it pleases her to keep me confined here. It gives her pleasure, you see. That's fine, if I can give pleasure to the ruling head of state. No, stop it, rewind. Rewind. We're getting off the subject here. You didn't come all this way to hear me babbling on about...
No, I came because you asked. You wanted to see me, you wanted to find me, and they found me, and I'm going to do anything I am able to...
To make things right?
No. There's nothing I can do. I realise that nothing I can practically. Even way back then, there was nothing I could do for you then. If I could have done more, then...
Done more? I don't understand. What more could you have done? You've done a bit. And you brought me into this world. I'm in this world through you, here, now. This is my world. Welcome to my world. The world that you delivered me into, that you thrust me into all bloody and screaming. Now here with these lovely people who currently take care of me. Why did you never want to see me?
I did see you.
Why did you never want to find me?
You weren't mine to find. I gave you up.
He gave me up. Why did he give me up?
Your father.
Oh, sorry, hold on. Wait a moment. When you say my father, do you mean my real father? Do you mean the father was a real father, or do you mean the father who just fathered, as opposed to a father who was a real, actual, day-in, day-out father? A little bit like a real mother, for instance, who did day-in, day-out mothering, as opposed to a nominal, a mother only in name, who gave up on day one.
I'm talking about George. I'm talking about Nora and George, your mother and father, who took care of you, who raised you, who I knew and trusted.
But of course. I mean, you wouldn't have given me up to strangers.
I did what I thought was best.
Didn't turn out for the best, though, did it? Granted, admitted, you weren't to know. I mean, who's to know these things? How could you have known? To paraphrase Oscar Wilde, to lose one parent may be considered a misfortune, but to lose two can only be regarded as carelessness. Is that right? Something like that. Oscar Wilde. Ring a bell. I'm talking too much. Am I talking too much? Am I talking too much? Did you know that they died? That they both died? I was orphaned at 18, half a life away.
No. I didn't know, I'm sorry. We're living in Salisbury now, so we sort of...
Lost touch. Not that you were what you might call in touch.
I'd given you up for adoption. It wouldn't have been right to have contact.
Ah, but there you go, you see, we did have contact, didn't we? You probably don't know, but we did have contact when I was little. Because I knew, you see, I knew I was adopted. It wasn't a secret. No, it wasn't like a, oh my God, I'm adopted! No, that my parents, George and Nora, Mum and Dad, they told me. I don't know when they told me, I don't know how they told me, it really didn't matter. Hey, remember this? £5 of spuds, 50p for £5 of spuds. The market stall.
My auntie's market store.
Yeah, well, you used to work. Yeah, same market where my dad worked. He had the electrical stall. For all your electrical needs! He even repaired tellies and radios. Can you imagine that? My dad could fix anything. Quite. Almost anything.
Yes, I remember. That's how I...
That's how you knew it was, yeah? Yeah, we used to get our fruit and vegetables off your auntie's stall. Me and my mum, me and Nora, I was what, 4, 5 or 6. And we'd buy our fruit and veg and cabbages and spuds and oranges and whatnot, and sometimes you'd be serving us, and my mum would pay, and then you'd give her the change, and then we'd turn to walk away. I'd be carrying one of the bags. And that's when she said to me, she said, that was your mother, or your birth mother, I can't remember exactly. But I remember thinking, what was I thinking? Something like, oh really? How about that then? Nothing special, no big deal, just a little bit something out of the ordinary. And then I'd glance back and you'd be serving other customers, and we'd just carry on shopping, you know, holding my mum's hand, nothing out of the ordinary.
I remember the stall, the market. I only worked there occasionally. The market was something of a community. I did know your mother by sight, and your father was a very...
Sorry to interrupt. But when you say my father, are we talking about...
We're talking about George. We're talking about your mother and father, Anthony. I was young. I was desperately young when I fell pregnant.
Sorry. When you say fell pregnant, what? You tripped? You stumbled? You lost your balance, and whoa, and behold, boom.
Anthony, please. I'm trying my best here.
Oh, sorry, I'm making this difficult. I'm being difficult. I am notoriously difficult. Being difficult was what got me in here. No, sorry, please, go on, go on.
I'm assuming you'll know. Your parents, with them both being so open with you, you'll know that your mother couldn't have children. I'd had a series of miscarriages. And when I became pregnant, and I knew all along I couldn't possibly bring up a child.
And so you thought, well, who would be the best people to bring up my baby? Well, George and Nora, perfect.
At that time, I know it would be impossible these days, but at that time it was still possible to make those sort of arrangements. You must... Surely you realise it was the best possible outcome.
But they both died, and you lived. Oh my God, did I just say that? Did I just say that? Oh, no, I'm just stating. I'm just saying as a statement of fact, you know. I ought to tell you, you probably know. I mean, I don't know how much they've told you, but I don't have any children, so sorry. No grandchildren. Something of a family trait, wouldn't you say? Neither of us great breeders. Probably a good thing in some ways. No worries about passing on disturbing traits to the next generation. This is where it ends, the last of the Mohicans. This is where it stops, I suppose, that genetic stain that's been passed on down through my forefathers, resulting in parentum peccatum, sins of the fathers. You come from a large family. So I have numerous birth aunts, birth uncles.
My family situation? I'm sorry. Is it really important for you to know these things? Do you really need to know me?
Well, I need to know from whence I came, and we all need to know from whence we came. But that's how pretentious. That was pretentious, wasn't it? Whence. Sort of makes you want to wince. I'm just looking. Don't really see any resemblance. Little in the way of common features. Maybe I take after my father, is that it? Oh, by the way, what was he called, my father? I'm talking about my birth father, the progenitor, the inseminator, the XY chromosome. What was he called?
His name was Patrick.
Patrick. Irish, was he?
I can't talk about him. I'm sorry.
Did you hear that? Half my DNA and she can't talk about him. I mean, I couldn't understand why you... Look, I'm not really asking for very much here. I'm sure you can say something about the... Well, say the physique of this man, this Patrick. Was he tall, short, fat, thin? Did he possess any distinguishing features? I assume you got a good look at him. Was he in good health? Hearty? Any obvious ailments? I'm not looking for a medical history, just a medication!
Look, he was a bastard, that's all you need to know.
As am I. Qualis pater talis filius.
This isn't working. I feel I ought to go.
No, please, no, sorry. Oh, no, that was entirely inappropriate. Pretentious, stupid, silly, Latin, showing off, nervous, awkward. You know, he knows. Yeah, he's seen me like this. My pathology. Like father, like son.
Only it's not like father, like son. This is the whole point, surely. George was your father, not Patrick.
You and Patrick, I'm guessing, had a relatively short acquaintance. Yeah, am I right?
Please, Anthony. This was so long ago.
Indeed it was, indeed it was. And now, goodness knows how many years later, here we are, the two of us, genetically linked. I, the progeny, the offspring, the begotten, and you, of course, the begetter, the progenitor, the wellspring, if you like, of my existence.
I suppose that's one way of putting it. Only so much has happened since then, and those were bitter times for me.
I was born out of bitterness.
Please. Just listen to me for a moment, please. I understand the questions you must have, but please try to understand me. The circumstances, the situation I was in and the decisions I made, it was painful. It was painful and traumatic.
Oh, I take it I wasn't wanted.
It's not as simple as that. And you were wanted. George and Nora wanted you. They loved you, you know that. You know you were loved. I knew you would be loved.
But not by you.
I couldn't do anything for you.
Yeah. I think you've already said that. I take it you didn't have any more children. I'm assuming I don't have any half-brothers, half-sisters. No, of course not. You're hardly likely to make the same mistake twice. Unless, of course, you and Sadie opt for adoption. No, sorry, rewind. I'm straying off the point again. I do that. I'm going into none of your business territory. But, hey, here's something else I bet you didn't know. Sadie, right? Yeah. I not only know about her, I actually met her. Yeah? You wouldn't know this, but when I was 16, I used to work in a small industrial felt cutting factory. They used to make lagging for parts. I can't remember the name of the place, but what I do remember is this lady, well, girl really. This girl used to come to the factory every Friday to hand out our wage packets, and that was your girlfriend. That was Sadie. And how do I know this? Because I saw you walking hand in hand together through Rochdale Town Centre. She had this huge bouffant hairstyle, and you with your short back and sides and ill-fitting suits. I must say, very brave of you at the time. So many narrow-minded people. So there. Yeah. But that was a surprise. And that was what? 2 years. 2 years before my old world collapsed.
I'm so sorry about George and Nora. They were such good people.
Good people indeed. And you would say they're still together? Eh? Still a unit despite whatever trials and tribulations? I don't know. But I'm going to make an assumption here, right? I'm going to make an assumption that, how can I put it? Your current lifestyle, preferring women to men, shall we say, is a direct result of the, as you put it, painful and traumatic circumstances of having given birth to me. Is that a fair assumption?
I'd really prefer not to talk about that. Really, Anthony, I'm sorry, but I don't. This isn't something I can speak about, especially in these circumstances.
Oh, you don't have to worry about him. Or them. As for that lot, oh, they're terribly impersonal. They might as well be observing lab rats. No, please, feel free to speak your mind.
I don't know what you want from me.
What I want? I'll tell you what I want, shall I? I want to know what the hell I'm doing in here. I want to know why the hell I did what I did to get me put in here. That's what I'm asking! It's alright, don't get alarmed. I'm not getting agitated. I'm perfectly fine. I'm talking about nature, nurture. Do you see? I'm a product of nature and nurture. We all are. On the nurture side, that's fine. I mean, I was properly nurtured, well nurtured. It's the nature side that I'm struggling with. And you have the key to this conundrum, because it's you who can tell me where my nature comes from. Because it comes from you. It comes from you and this Patrick, this figure who you won't talk about, whose nature I know nothing about, whose nature was passed on down to me. Part your nature, part his nature.
I can't tell you anything about Patrick.
What? Nothing? Is he alive? Dead? Was he a drinker, a smoker, a practical joker? A rambler, a gambler, a ne'er-do-well, a captain of industry, a philosopher, a dreamer, a killer? A precocious, pretentious, psychotic killer? That's all I'm asking. Don't take after my father. Was my fate sealed right at the beginning?
You're asking impossible questions.
Do you know why I'm in here? I mean, as opposed to... I'm in here on a GBRI, you know what that is? Yeah. Guilty by reasons of insanity. That's right. Insanity. So it wasn't my fault. I've got a personality disorder. It's official, it's on file. So, it must have come from somewhere. But this is not a prison, it's a hospital. I'm here because I've got faulty wiring and these lovely people are here to try and fix me, to check out my circuit board, to try and rewire me. I'm wired up all wrong. How did I get to be wired up all wrong? That's all I'm asking.
I can't see there's anything I can tell you. I don't know how to help you. I wish I hadn't. You seem to be demanding some sort of blueprint, I don't know, some sort of profile that would explain everything. As if I could somehow tell you what occurred then, so many years ago, the circumstances surrounding your birth, somehow leading directly to where you are now. Yes, I obviously was a part of your life. A few brief months. And yes, I carried you, I bore you, you were, well no, are part of me. But not in any meaningful way. Not in a way that could somehow determine what you are now. I can't be the excuse for your...
Bad behaviour?
No. No, your personality. It's your own. It's not mine. It's not...
His personality. Patrick's personality.
I don't know his personality. But you're your own person. And there's thousands of things that have influenced you, affected you, made you the person you are. And being born out of wedlock is just one of them.
Born out of wedlock? Is that what you call it?
It doesn't matter what I call it. I couldn't raise you. George and Nora could, that was it. I'm sorry, Anthony, but I didn't want to come here. It was Sadie that said I should come. I've got to be honest with you, I didn't want to see you. I came because I didn't want it to seem as though I was turning my back on you.
Rejecting me. For the second time.
Why won't you listen to me? You're not mine to reject. You don't belong to me. I don't belong to you. As soon as it was practical, you were moved to a home awaiting adoption, and our lives from that moment forwards went in completely separate directions.
No. Well, apart from the connections where our lives did actually intersect. I mean, that story I told you about the market stall and later on at the felt factory.
Not really, Anthony. I mean, how old do you think you were when you thought I was working on the fruit and veg store and you and your mother?
I don't know. 6, 7 or 8.
Sadie and I left Rochdale just 2 years after you were born, so...
2 years?
That's right.
So you did sell us fruit and vegetables?
I don't see how.
The girl with the office with the wage packets?
That couldn't have been.
Oh.
Also, your father gave up his store. I don't know where he...
Gas board. You're the meter reader. You still fix tellies though. Maybe you fixed your telly once, or maybe your auntie's telly.
I don't think so. There were no meetings, no consultations. Don't you see? I wanted to put it behind me as soon as I possibly could, yes. I wanted to forget about it. There. Does that help you? Does it help you to know that you were rarely, if ever, given a second thought? Does that make me a bad person? I'm sorry. I need to stop this. I can't. This isn't the time or the place that I can...
I don't have another time and I don't have another place.
You seem to need to blame me for the crimes you committed.
Oh, hang on a minute there. No, there's no crime committed here. It's not a crime to have a personality disorder. It's a misfortune.
And all your misfortunes, you want to trace them back to me? Well, if it helps, then do so. If that's what you're looking for, then go ahead. There really is nothing more I can say.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. No. It's rewind the tape now. I've got this all wrong. I've approached this all wrong. I'm behaving like some sort of some kind of medieval inquisitor. You're right. Everything you said, you are right. Apart from one thing. Saying we have no meaningful connection, that nothing binds us together, because the one thing that irrevocably binds us together is blood. We share the same blood. I used to think. What did I think? I used to think a lot of things very differently before my mother and father died. Round about then I lost my footing, lost my grounding. But I just... let me... just for a second. Let me just... like you said, it's been a long time. I must be a disappointment to you. Did you really never sell us bananas? All those stories I must have conjured up, I have to know that you don't want to say, and I completely understand, so I'll put it the best way I can, shall I? My conception, I believe it wasn't consensual. Is that fair?
Do you really truthfully believe that it will help you to know about the circumstances of your conception? Anthony, I'm asking you. I know I can tell it's troubling you, but you've got to ask yourself why. Why should a biological event totally outside of your consciousness take on such significance for you? For me, yes. Pain, suffering, depression, years of regret, a huge struggle to put it all behind me and move on. But you don't own it, Anthony. My failures are my failures, and your failures are your failures. We have to own them. We can't ascribe everything to an accident of birth. Beginnings don't have to determine ends. Life isn't laid out like that. Well, I don't think it is. And this fixation on your biological father, knowing, not knowing, it's not going to help you. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change for my victims either. Guys, it'll never be safe to let me out. I'm going to stay here and let these lovely people take care of me. So sorry I put you through all that crap. It's not helped either of us. It is what it is. Just one thing though, before you go. You said that you never gave me a second thought.
No, I didn't.
No, it's all right, I understand. But now that we've done this, now that we've had this time, we've had this connection, could you give me that second thought? Just occasionally. Just so I know that, just occasionally.